Alrighty, Doc, you're from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening somewhere. What do we got going? Let's kill that volume. And bang. There we are. Yep, okay, all sounds good to me. Alright, so what do we got going on here? Oh yeah, there's the Dukascopy. I'm putting up the Dukascopy Forex economic calendar. It's spinning. I'm not sure why it's spinning, but and I want to show you. There's a great story today about the BRICS at the same time. That's it. U.S. plans to let BRICS fail in geopolitical explosive environment. In other words, they won't help them out. Well, that's no surprise. And there is the Dukascopy financial calendar for today. And the ECB has dropped interest rates. Let's make that bigger. Bigger. Dukascopy calendar. And you can see the ECB. Where is it at? Right. It should be right here somewhere. ECB dropped it. Three bond interest rates were dropped. I know that part. Where's it at? Yeah. Global trade. Where's that at? It was about a half hour, about 15 minutes ago. That's so weird. Where are you? Where are you? Because I saw that even on the Financial Times. Let's see if we can get this up for a second. Go like that. And go like that. And minimize. Pull that down like so and get rid of that. There we are. There it is right there. No, not Blackstone. Where's the interest rate cut? It was on there. There it is. ECB lowers rates. Yeah, down to 3.25. Let's see. I guess that's about it. It's just the headline. All right, fine. So it dropped to 3.25, but I don't see it on here on the calendar. Why am I not seeing this on the calendar? 3.25. Something's got to say 3.25 in here sooner or later. 3.25. Don't see it. Odd. Okay. Let's see. Forex calendars adjust. Maybe there's a news thing instead. All right, we'll skip that. And let's go to. Let's see. What do we want to go to? Yeah. So the BRICS are having a conference that's coming up. They've had a couple conferences, and now China is the biggest BRIC. We see the volume has shifted over the last year. Over 6% of the world currency being traded now is the Chinese yuan now internationally. So that's not too bad. It's 6% better than the 3% that it's been, and 2.5%, 3% for a bunch of years now. So at least it's getting some strength, and it's overtaking the South African rand as the bigger actively traded currency. So it'll be like South African rand is second, and then I imagine we can't even figure out what the currency will not be named, since it's under all kinds of crazy situations in Moscow at this point. But anyway, that's where we stand. And so the BRICS, we'll see how the BRICS go. Now when it comes to the rest of them, they barely trade at all. I mean, Brazil and so forth. I mean, it's amazing how bad it is. They're kind of more like Turkish lira at this point. But we'll see. Oh, I know who's good in there. India, the I. So Brazil, not too good. R, Russia, not too good. India, definitely good. China, definitely good. And South African rand, definitely good. So at least you got three solid currencies now that are trading anywhere from 6% to 1.5% of world activity, something like that. That's not too bad. So it's if you're trying to fit, that's the picture they put on there. To let the BRIC countries basically die. That's funny. Anyhow, BRICS from an economic project to a geopolitical force. So, and I guess we should, in many ways, not only should we pay attention to not only the dollar and the euro, I guess we should pay attention to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is becoming more of a savings account, like a currency / savings account. And other cryptos are used more for spending. So you buy the other cryptos with your Bitcoin. And so if you don't want to be in dollars, or you don't want to be in euros or wons, or yens or Swiss or whatever, basically you would own the Bitcoin like a savings account, and then basically transfer it at the speed of light. All you need is a phone. You don't even need a bank anymore physically. So at the speed of light, you end up moving things around, and next thing you know is you can move your spending money around into a better tool that holds value, I guess. That's pretty much the way they look at it. Holds better value. So let's do this. Let's go over and take a look at, we'll minimize that now. And there's the bond. You can see the bond is kind of, here's the 30-year bond, because they cut interest rates, so I figured I'd put it up there. They popped it a little bit, and now it's just flat again. So you can see there it's the second day in a buy, and at the same time, let's give that a spin. There we go. You see it's still in the weekly sell though, which is not, when the price goes down, interest rates are going up, so it's not the most positive thing right there. And so from there, we, wrong button, we drift over to the dollar index. Let's check that out again. We didn't get there yet today. It's been riding very firm. You can see it on the spreadsheet. Where is it at? Right, there's the currencies. Right there. 13 days now on a daily buy, 2 weeks in a weekly buy. We'll find it in a second or two. There it is right there. You see it's still very firm. Jesus. I kind of doubt we'll get past this 104.5 area. But interesting. Money is running towards the United States because they think Mr. Trump is going to win. The betting money now is 59.7 for Mr. Trump and 40% for Miss Harris. So at this point, it looks like Trump has a 20% lead at this point. Bitcoin itself, let's check out the Bitcoin. I think we should do that nowadays. We should go check out Bitcoin right behind the dollar index, and then we can go to the euros. But it's not really, it's a hybrid. The crypto Bitcoin is more of a savings account than it is a currency, but it's its own currency. It's a currency where the world says we don't trust the Federal Reserve. That's what it says. We don't trust the central banks. That's the type of currency it is. Now let's go over to, where are we headed to? Bitcoin. Let's go check out Bitcoin. We can see the cash on Bitcoin. And right there, there's Bitcoin Cash. You see it's down a little bit today. You see it made that dip there like that. Let's give it a spin and freshen it up. And you can see the weekly is trying to get into the plus side. It only went into the weekly sell 1 week to begin with, but it's been went into the weekly buy, I guess, back on September 20th, the close of that week. Somewhere's in here it went into a weekly buy. And you can see it was up very strong, and then it went into the sell last week. Somewhere's in here, I guess that's, what is that? At the end of the week is the 11th. There's the 11th. See, so the 8th, is that right? Yeah, so and here is the 18th. So 11th was Friday. Remember this particular one, this is Bitcoin Cash. So it shows you Saturdays and Sundays. It's a 7-day thing. So you can see a little weakness in there. It slides into the sell on the 8th. And here, right there. But and I guess you could have traded it a little bit and made money. Then it goes back into the buy, and then now we're climbing into the weekly buy. So we'll go like this just to show you a little bit better on the weekly. Here to see it's climbing up. So this is very sensitive. Now let's take a look at and you can see here's the daily. Daily's been in a buy. You see that? That's 3. And then that's 7 days now it's been in the buy, just on the histogram side of it. And when you count back the green dots, there's 4, there's 3, that's 7 right there. So it went into the buy right there at 6,244 or 45, and climbed all the way up to 67,612 versus 62,004. So 67,000. What is that? That's basically that is 5,000 points. Went up $5,000, over 5,000, 5,300 to be exact, from that daily buy. So you weren't short, that's for sure. And then what do we got? Let's go take a look at the futures. There's a futures contract, which is, and then we have Robin has the ETF. We have 3 ways of looking at the Bitcoin. So it's interesting, because the future is just 5 days a week. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see. Bitcoin future. Right there. In this case, it never even fell into that weekly sell. See that there? So it was perpetually in a buy now for 5 full weeks. And the cash is very sensitive. So, you got that breakdown here for a couple of days. It actually pushed the cash because there's more days on the cash. It's a 7-day-a-week chart, where this is just a 5-day-a-week chart, Monday through Friday. So you can see here, and it's only 4 days in a buy. So from 6,300 and 63,300, it climbed to 68,150. So what is that? That's almost was that 5,000? A little under 5,000, $4,850. Just a little under $5,000. So this is the futures, which can be a little bit more smoothed out. I would, you can see that there it goes into the buy just that 1 week. So basically 1, 2. Let's just show it to you this way. There we go. You can see here goes into the sell and stays in that sell. What is that? 6 out of 7 weeks, and then goes into a buy for 5 weeks. The future is very, very could be way more accurate now compared to. Let's show you what the ETF looks like, which is managed by a fund. So it's not, it's discounted. So it's got a haircut of management fee. In that case here, you can see it's 4 days, 15, and 14. There you go. So in this case here, it's only 3 days in a buy right there, but it is also 5 days in a buy. Then you got, it's almost matches up the ETF, but notice it's trading in the 5,000, or in this case here, it's broken down in dollars. It's at $53.88. It's not 63. You would think it would be 63 to match up to the futures contract and the cash, but it doesn't because it's a management. So it's like a 1.5% management fee in there. So they reduce it down like that. We're most happy with the futures contract on the CME. Second with the cash itself. And then the Bitcoin here is okay. It does a good job. Keeps you honest and keeps you in the saddle. You can see here 6 out of 7 weeks in a sell. So not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So now from there, we'll slide over to the euro. And maybe today, the Bitcoin is going to be the lead when it comes to interest. It'll be like ECB cut and Bitcoin firm, something like that. Bitcoin, something of that nature. We'll come out with something. We'll try to do that in another 20 minutes or so. My brain will allow it. So here we go. Let's jump over to the euro. Go to the other platform. You see that euro is still drifting. Because their interest rate went down. That's the answer to the story. There are fundamentals, traders. As much as we live and die by technical analysis, there are fundamentals that do influence the market, and that is one of them right there. The interest rate. Yeah, interest rates. Interest rates. Who would have thought, huh? And then from there, let's take a look at cable. And also look at the weekly. We're looking at 4 full weeks now in a weekly sell on the euro from the one. We'll just round these numbers out. It's a lot easier to do it that way. Like 1.115. Is that right? Something like that. 115. Not 12. Not 1.112. We'll go 1.115. Something like that. That seems fair enough to me. And it's gone down about, 3 full handles. That's pretty good. 300 points down. Hasn't gotten out of that. You can see it on the spreadsheet right there. So it's 11 days in a sell and 3 weeks in a sell and zip-de-doo-dah. Then from there we'll go look at cable. There's cable. Cable is actually up for the day. It's battling. Not through the histogram or anything yet. It still has a red dot, but it is higher. That's about it. You can see this is going on a 3rd week, and it's a 2nd day in a sell. You couldn't take any longs in here, so you didn't get trapped and lose money on that. Because why, traders? We're in a weekly sell. You don't play the longs. You don't play the longs when you're in a weekly sell. Only way you can play the longs in a weekly sell is if you're using binaries or options or something like that, because at least you have a limited risk factor there and you can hold on to it and not get stopped out and the whole bit, just a whole bit different game. It's a different vehicle with just as much and way more potential profits. That's what it comes down to. Options are triple, quadruple, octagonish. More profitable than octo profitable compared to just the hard delta. All right, unless you're trading intraday, then you can do either one of them. It comes down to the delta of the option to begin with. All right, from there we go to the Swiss, the inflation fighters. They're feeling that pain too. You can see that. Been in the daily buy since back in here. Been in the weekly buy since back in here. Oop, 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 oop. Same spot basically. Long, long, and long. If you weren't long, you were wrong. Be long or you be wrong. And then we go to the Pacific and check out Mr. and Mrs. Yen and the little yens all around it. You can see that's been in a daily buy for a bunch of weeks also, see? And we're seeing right now, you can see it's at 107 over there. Or I'm sorry, 0.07. And same thing, 3 weeks. And they were obviously front running, knowing that the dollar was going to be king, and Trump keeps on gaining strength, and the country is happier for it, and the media is going totally out of their minds. They hate him. The media is owned by the Democrat Party. The corporations, like the vice chairman of the Democrat Party, at one point, runs 100 different TV channels, that type of thing, Comcast, and owns NBC, and it goes on. The same thing with, Disney, owned again by active Democrats, Eisner and so forth, and it just goes on. The U.S. media is owned by the Democrat Party, basically, and even Fox is owned by the Democrats. Eisner controls that. So, and poor Miss Harris was on there last night and had her issues. Let's put it that way. She had her issues. All right. She looked mean. She looked angry. Because they put on somebody that was actually going to ask some questions, and they did, and she couldn't answer them, and she just kept on telling us how bad Trump is, and he's a criminal, and he's an insurrectionist, and blah, 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 blah. And we all know it's all lies and fake, so it doesn't matter. And the country knows it, too. Matter of fact, I saw a great article. We should put that up on the screen. It just shows you, which makes total sense to me. To me. Go like that. And here's a good picture of it. I'll show you this. There she is, getting angry. She got angry. And this guy's a very peaceful guy. He really is. And I don't like him. I mean, I don't watch him, but he's a pretty peaceful guy. Now, where's it at? Here's the story I'm pointing at. There's ECB rates as expected. Disinflation well on track. Yeah, we saw that 1.7 in England. And then, where is it? Here it is right here. Great news in America. Americans' trust in mass media hits all-time low. We all know who owns the media at this point. Only 31% of the Americans have a great deal or fair amount of trust in the mass media. Only 31%. So, say goodbye to the Democrats. They're going to go the way of the Whigs did in the United States. We used to have the Whig Party a few centuries ago. It's going to go the same way. Goodbye. All right, so there's the yen. The yen looking firm, like all the rest, the front running that's been going on. Let's take a gander. Let's take a gander since no one's asking any questions. Matter of fact, I don't even see Robin saying hi. Let's see where. There it is right there. And let's put it up on the screen there. There it is. You see the last couple of days there's some pressure on the Nikkei in Tokyo. Look at that. Topped out there. Bang. Look at the full screen. You can see here on the histogram. Bang. Look at that. It's been in the minus now for 6 days. You know, in between the holidays and whatever else is going on over there. So 6 days. This is the 7th day over there in the minus. This is the 7th day. And you can see we're dancing our way into the weekly sell with no problem. Matter of fact, it's the slow that's blowing through there like oxygen. Now. Oh, how. We go over to, you see, so that was the yen. Let's go back over to the other screen. Look at the Great Experiment. Why do we call it the Great Experiment? Because it is an industrialized nation in I guess what they call Euro-Asia. You know, bridges Europe, borders Europe, was working to get into the European Union at one point, belongs to NATO, you know, modern country, all that. And so when you have an industrialized nation like that that's so involved in the 21st century and at the same time falling apart, it's well worth paying attention to because it's not a good thing, you know. And so we've seen their currency in the last 10 years go from 1 to, where's it at right now? 37. So when you went like 8-9 years ago, you went to buy something with a Turkish lira, and now it takes 37 Turkish lira to buy the same thing. Ow, and ow. Yep, ow, and ow. So, and that is the Turkish lira, and we've talked about this when it was only 2 weeks in a sell. Thought that it would try to find 4 or 5 weeks. You know, it's the best we've had in the last couple of years is a 5-week rally like this, which is good. It helps the Turkish people. Imagine, it was at 38 and 39 up in here. No more than 3 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, you're looking at the high was 38.19 that day, and there was 38.05, and that one right there was 38.34. So I mean, it's one less lira in your pocket that you can buy something with now. That's good. You can buy an extra cigarette or something like that. And a lot of currency traders believe that the real action, or why we're seeing this reaction, is because it's the euro itself. The euro is losing, and the Turkish lira is basically sitting still. That's what it is. It's become an island. Cool. From there, we'll go to South Africa, the possibly the second biggest brick in the brick organization. It's the BRICS. The S, South Africa. So B is for Brazil, R is for Russia, I is for India, C is for China, and that would be BRIC, and then BRICS would be South Africa. You can see here, again, it's got that up, since here, we've had this upwardly slope on the South African Rand. You see now we're even flirting with a plus 0.0001 right now. Now 0.0002. It's flirting, trying to get into the weekly buy. That's not a good sign for gold, and we've mentioned it here. I've said this to Robin too. I'm thinking gold. Trump wins, gold could sell off over, maybe not the first day, but it may start to sell off. They may go back into the 24s or 23s or something like that. So you can see here it's been in that buy from the 20. What is that? Oh, and that's a CME. That's not gold. There it is. There's gold. So it's been in the weekly buy now since back here, since the 23, basically the 2400 area. So it's gone from the 24 to 27, 300 points. All of July, August, and September, and halfway through. So 3.5 months, it's gone up, almost $300. You can see we're at 5 days in a daily buy, and you can see we're umpteenth times in the gold. Let's see where gold is on the spreadsheet there. There's gold. 15 weeks, a quarter of the year. Quarter of the year. That's pretty cool, huh? 15 weeks. It's been in a buy. Yeah, I mean, it's over 3 months. What else we got brewing here, traders? So that's the way gold is going. And, what's interesting is it was doing that downwardly slope, what it should be doing, and out of nowhere, it's going up, and the South African Rand has been kind of moving up. Let's look at that South African Rand again. Right there. Especially the last... I guess, you had that little gap down right there. But, I mean, these 3 days, it's been going up. And it was going down, gold. Let's go back to the gold again. Right there. And then something like 7 days ago, it seemed to bottom. And then the last 5 days, it jumped into a buy and has gone up. And I assumed it was, maybe lower interest rates. That has a big influence on gold. That could be it. I don't think it... At first, I thought it was like the Israeli situation with the Iranians. But now I'm starting to think more it's just an interest rate thing. And that's pretty much the answer to that, is possibly interest rates having more of an effect. Rates, gold, and Bitcoin. I think that's going to be the title. I got it. I knew it'd spit out. Just a matter of time. Yeah, I like that. So let's put that in there at the break here of a half hour of webinar. And what we will say is today. Let's just say title. TIT. Let's see. Interest rates, gold, Gold, Bitcoin. Here we are. Interest rates, gold, Bitcoin. Ta-da. That's the title. All right. So from there, let's take a look at silver. There's silver. Did that same thing. That same hiccup. And the weekly's looking a lot weaker, though. That's the only thing. But overall, I look at it and I think to myself, the metals complex is very expensive, Oof, oof, oof. And so that's the issues there. It is. It's very tough. Silver, all these, metal, holding them in an account, they charge you interest. Wow, betting odds are even moving up. 61.3 versus 38.6. 61.3 for Trump, 38.6 for Miss Harris. That says a lot. The money is running towards the Trumpy. The bettors are betting. How about that, huh? All right. So from there, where do we go from there? Let's go over to copper. I saw this morning. At one point, that was down at the lows like a couple hours ago, and I was like, "Whoa!" They were, it looked so much worse when it's down at the. Well, what's the low today? The low was $4.29.15, so it's up about 4 cents at the moment from the lows, but still down for the day. And when I saw that, the first thing I did is I ran over to Shanghai. I thought, let's go see what they're doing in Shanghai. And you can see it right there. They did the smack-diddy-doo-dah. You can see it. It's got a green dot, but it's still underneath. And you can't be long here because it's underneath. It's through the manifold easily. So, you can't be long on that trade. You can only be short or flat. And so you can see here, they're punching it down to the lows of yesterday. And not letting go, just not letting go. So that is the action we're seeing there. Matter of fact, yesterday was the minus. So there's no buy at all because that was a minus this day right there. The 17th is not on here yet. So there's the 17th close and it hasn't completed till till like New York Stock Exchange close hours. Once it closes, the New York Stock Exchange closes, the 17th will come in on this particular product. That's what they do to stock indices. They treat it like all one, and you can see here it's been underneath the manifold all week long, showing pressure. So you didn't even get a buy signal here on the 16th because you can see on the 16th right there, it was, we'll make it bigger so you can see, it was down. It was minus on the 16th right there. 17th, I'm sure, is even lower, solely because it opened a little up and then got crushed. It did make a new high. That's interesting. But it's also making a new low. So it's got an outside day building. But I would imagine it'll be in the minus when it comes to the histogram. So let's see. Let's go back to the last of the metals. And that is platinum. Let's see what the most dangerous short in the world is doing today. Look at that spike up at one point. And it's 5 days in a buy. It's flirted with the weekly sell-off and on throughout the week. It's been touching the zero line, not doing anything major there. It is breaking through the manifold, but it's still in the plus zone right there. That's all plus. So, and what else can we say about that? That's the platinum, which we usually believe leads the rest of the market. Unfortunately, it doesn't reflect it in price. I mean, it's like almost a third of the price of what 3 times 9 is 27. Gold is trading almost at 2,700. It's almost 3 times, 2/3 cheaper than gold. But you can't buy it physically because they won't sell to you cheap like that. That's why we call it the most dangerous short in the world, because one day that thing could just turn around and rip. I mean, just rip. Let's see if we can find it. I want to find it on the beta. I am sure I have it on beta. Where are you? PL. Let's see what it's doing on the beta. We're always back testing and looking and learning, and it never stops. It's the ongoing research project here. There's gold, there's silver. Where's the PO? Let's see. No, don't see it. I thought we had platinum up on the screen here. Did we remove it? Something doesn't seem right. Don't see it. That's odd. We'll have to go put it back in there. Platinum. I know we had it on here at one time. I must have taken like the PL equals F off, because it was a new, and it's January we want. So we're going to go find it and reload it into the system. Let's try that. Let's go add it. Add a product. And let's put PL equals F in there and see what happens there. PL equals F. There we are. And free it up for users. There it is right there. Ta-da. And let's go check it out now. There's Robin. Yo, Robin. Guten Tagen. There it is. Yeah, it was very thin. That's what we had to do. We had to clean it out and start over. All those odd red dots. It makes me want to double check to see. Let's see what it looks like on here. Yeah, they're saying it's January 2 there. It's just very thin. That's what it comes down to. How about that? Interesting. Okay. And you can see here, weekly wise, it's been in a weekly buy for what, 6 weeks there now? Yeah, 6 weeks. Just like on there, 6 weeks. And then when we look at the daily, daily's been in the buy. I'll tell you in a second. Went to the buy there on the 11th. What's we got? There's the 14th, 15th, and 6th. Now, see, something's wrong here. Just double check that. Let's go back to that. There we are. Might have to find a better symbol. All right. Anyway, that's the platinum. That is the platinum. We didn't put it up on the screen because it looks a little sloppy still. So there's platinum on the old platform, looking very fine. Not sure if we're going to see much more than that at this point. The thing that catches my eye more than anything else is the fact that they tried to take it back. It's back over the 1,000. That's what it comes down to. It's over the 1,000 again. This is the January contract, so it's holding on very firm. Again, we think it's the most dangerous short in the world. I wouldn't even imagine trying to be short. The only way you could be short this thing is through options, because I'll tell you, one day you might wake up and find it up $500. it might go just nuts. All right, I'm sure it'll be forced de jour and a whole bit. You know, the futures exchange will stall it out and trap people, but we'll see. All right, now from there we go over to the energy sector, which we are going to use the beta, because this way we can see Brent and we can see everything else that's going on over there. All right, and so there is West Texas Intermediate right there. You can see it's moving down, moving on down to the east side, and it's going on a couple days in a sell now. There's the 15th, there's the 16th, and for some reason it's saying the 17th. I'm not sure what the malfunction there is. The weekly's having the same problem as it is on the other platform. It's still in a weekly buy. You know, one day it's just going to go, whew, you know, with the way it's dropped down from the $78 area, and now we're trading at the you know, $71 area or 72. What is it? We're at $70.48. So, you know, weekly's going to start feeling some of that pain very soon and roll over. And then from there, we dance our way over to, let's see, the first refine. Let's go take a look at Brent. BR. Right there. BZ, I'm sorry, BZ. There we are. There's Brent. You see Brent going through the same situation, lots of pressure. It's, you know, falling down. A couple days in the sell now, just like the West Texas Intermediate. And the weekly's doing the same thing as West Texas Intermediate. It's still holding up. Be interesting to see where that is on Monday morning, or like Saturday morning, more like it. Then we go over to the heating oil, which heats up engines and houses, heats everything. And you can see here, it's in a sell, and a sell. It keeps on pressing down. It's 3 days in a sell, and the weekly keeps on flirting with a weekly sell. It's right on the edge. It's done it back and forth a few times now. It's tried to get into the sell, then it goes back into the buy, and it goes back into the sell again. It just keeps on rolling back and forth. It's right on that edge. From there, we check out. What do we check out? Let's check out. You know what we should do is we should go to Saudi Arabia and check out the. Let's check out the Aramco right here. It is right there. Ooh. Whoa, daddy. Yowzer. Let's go to right there. There's Saudi Arabia's Aramco. And it's interesting to watch the way this trades. Very solid. I think it's like a dividend stock. You know, so you're getting income off of the oil sales. So you can see here, it has been reflecting since all the way back in late July, you know, to be in a sell. And so it came down from the 28 area, and it's gotten as low as the 26.5 area. And that's not bad. You know, it's almost like a bond. It's like an energy bond. You know, it looks like a fun thing to be invested in. From there, we go back to nat gas. Let's see what natural gas looks like this morning. And there is natural gas. You can see that's been gliding down and just jumping into the weekly sell this week. Broke the manifold. Daily sell. It's been in the daily sell now for, what's that, 8? And I think it's like 9 days or something like that. What's the spread? Oh, we don't do it on the spreadsheet more than just the weekly. So you can see here, it's been a bunch of days since back in October 4th. Right there, there's October 4th. Right there, that day it sold off. And it's been pressing down ever since. And it was a little sideways in here after it smashed. But then Last week it went into the sell with no problem. I mean, I'm sorry, it's been in the daily sell for last 3 weeks, basically. What's that? 3, 6, going on 9 right there. I'm sorry, 10. 10 days. That's 4 right there, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. 9 days. Today's the 9th day. And so it's been pressing down. And you can see here it's trading at $22.38 with a low of $2.34. And right there, the high that day was $3. So it's gone down from $3 to basically $2.40, even less. It's down over 60 cents. It's a big drop for a product at $3. Now is $2.38. And what else can we say about nat gas? I guess we can go like this. We go zip over to Spain, and we take a look at the energy stock there. Let's see. Right there. And there's the energy stock there. That thing's been the same way, except for it's been in a weekly sell now for 5 weeks. Not just 1 week. And it's been marching down now from the, let's just give that a refresh. We're looking at, what are we looking at here? There we are. So we're looking there at back in September 20th, the close of September 20th, which is like right around here. There's the close. Somewhere's in here. That week it went into the weekly sell. And you can see it's been driving down. There's a little bump going on, and you can see it right there. It's not showing us what today is doing, but what is that? That's today. The currency, we see what the stock is doing. The algorithm's not filled in yet. Waiting for the close in New York. And there's a little bounce going on, but we're in weekly sells for a whole 5 weeks. Right there. Look at that. The lines are underneath the manifold for 5 weeks too at the same time. And the fast even dropped 3 weeks ago underneath. It's trying to bounce back up a little bit right now. And that's why we're probably seeing this little intraday, what we call dead cat bounce. Dead cat bounce. And so from there, that pretty much does the energy sector. That does it. We done it. It's done. And so we saw Ramco. Ramco's kind of quiet, just kind of hanging out in the middle there. All right, so we've seen Tokyo. We've seen Shanghai. Let's check out South Korea. Let's see what they're doing in South Korea today. Right there. And there is South Korea. Off a little bit like Tokyo, trying to break back down again, but it's 3 weeks in a sell, so you wouldn't want to try to play it alongside at all for the last 3 weeks. Then we go over to Taiwan, Iron Man. I want to call Taiwan Iron Man. They look at Beijing and they go, sure, we'll hit Beijing before you hit us. Before Taipei goes up in flames, Beijing will go up in flames. And that's what you got right there. You can see it. It is 5 weeks. Look at that. 5 weeks in a buy. 5 weeks. And through the manifold, not caring. It's like the honey badger. It don't care. And you can see here on the daily, it's been in the daily buy since, I believe, the 7th there. And let's see what that is right there. Let's give it that refresh too. I think it's the 7th of October here. Yes. So it's been in a buy since the 6th of October. See, there's the 6th. Nope. Okay, so it's right there, the 7th. So it's been in the buy since the 7th. It's been marching along, doing zippity-doo-dah, no complaints, just pushing up and up and up and up. With that weekly buy, that's 5 weeks, all the way back into, where'd that start from? That started from the 20th of September. So the week right there, somewhere's in here, it went into the weekly buy, and we would put it at the end of each week, just like we put it at the end of each day. So, um, Taiwan, or what we call Iron Man. That's what it is. It's Iron Man. It just shakes off the Chinese and says, we could hit you just as fast as you hit us. Can you imagine they fire something vicious at Taipei, and Taipei takes out Beijing, and be like, it'll make China look like a paper tiger. And all this math that I've seen from China says to me, China should only posture but not act. They can act tough, but do not try to be tough. They might just get punched in the nose and start bleeding and fall down on the ground. From there, we go over to, let's see, we've seen Seoul, we've seen Taipei. Let's go over to the Singapore Strait Times, STI, right there. And there it is right there. They're lifting that up again. It's at the highs of the last 6 months. Climbing back into that weekly buy again. You can see it there. It's basically 6, 7, 8 out of the last 9 weeks in a buy. 8 out of the last 9 weeks, going for a quarter of the year in another 3 weeks. How about that, huh? 2 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Strength. Look at that. And it went into the weekly buy back in this week right here. Let's give it a spin. Give it the refresh. And right there. So what is that? That is August 23rd? Yes, August 23rd. So somewhere's in here, right in this week, right there. Right around in here somewhere, it went into the weekly buy. And so it's gone from the $3,352 area, $33.52, to a high of $36.52. $300 move. Not bad, eh? And today it's trading at $3,625. You see, mainly, look at that. At one point, when it went into the, right there in the August, went into a buy. Let's see, what is that? That is August 7th. And went there. So it went into a buy in August 7th. Back in here. And it's been pretty much in a buy for this whole run. I guess we could do this. Go like this. Move this over so you can line it up with the actual bars there. That's what's so cool about our beta. You can do that stuff. You can move it around. Adjust it. Adjust it. Like that. There we are. Went into the buy there on, was it the 11th, it looks like, of August. And there is the 11th of August right there. Right there is the 11th. No, right there is the 11th of August. That's the 12th. So, and there's the end of the week, 8th. Who knows what holiday there was. So it's been in a run since the 32.35 area all the way up to the 36.53 area. And it's like, wow. And today it's even at 36.25. Looking very firm, very strong, catching all the little sell-offs. And that opened the door for a little play on the downside. But it jumped right back into the buy again this week. So it's starting to tell you when this histogram turns up again, which might be today by the end of the day. That might be a daily buy there. And if it closes in the daily buy today, and it's in a weekly buy, it's like, watch out on the upside. Be long or you be wrong. Indeed, indeed. So from there, we drift over to, let's see what the Nifty 50 is, because we're running out of time here. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's do Nifty 50. There's Nifty 50. And as you can see, it's been flirting on the downside for 3 weeks in a sell. It's jumped to the DAX. And you would assume they had a good idea that interest rates were coming down. Down, 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 down. DAX, DAX, DAX. There's the FTSE. Let's see the FTSE since we had the FTSE right in our face. There's the FTSE. And the FTSE, ooh, look at that. 2 days in a row of nice strength and daily buys. Bunch of 4 days in the daily buy and 2 weeks now, going on a second week of daily buy. No, wait a minute, I'm wrong. 4 weeks in the daily buy. Looking very good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. Feeling good. And then we'll take a look at the DAX. Right there. The DAX. Daxarui. There's the Daxarui. And you can see right there. Same gig. 4 weeks in the daily buy. And I think actually it's been something like 8 out of the last 9 weeks in the daily buy. And it's climbed from those lows of August all the way up. All right, traders. Webinars. This is Doc. We're getting out of here. So, New York opens up in 3.5 minutes. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. To all our trading friends. Later, traders. Have a safe and smart trading day. Tomorrow is TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday.